I think that liking Phuket depends on a personality style. So today we're going to find out if Phuket is for you, and if it is, these are the things that you have to do if you visit. Okay, this is my last video on Phuket, I promise, but I'm going to tell you what's up with me in Phuket. I've traveled to about 20 countries, I want to say, and Phuket is one of my favorite places in the world. Now, I feel like some people would not agree with me. My boyfriend, for example, does not. He had a different experience than what I had, and we were on the same trip together doing the same things together. So that's why I think liking Phuket depends on a personality type, and I have that personality type. Just kidding. But let's get started with details here. I think Phuket is the place that makes everything possible. All of your odd dreams and desires. You can do a lot of things that are illegal and frowned upon in the place you live. And I'm not saying that I love Phuket for that reason, but I do find a sense of freedom and no judgment fascinating. I'm a therapist, so to me, observing people being their raw self without any social mask is truly intriguing. I saw people freely flirting on the streets, which maybe from where you're from, that would seem kind of needy or inappropriate, but seeing someone being so free is actually amazing. I saw myself not caring about what I wore or how I looked, and only worrying about enjoying myself and the nature. And that comes from a Miami girl, meaning that I come from a place where looks and appearances are so important. So what is the personality type that would really enjoy Phuket? Well, in my opinion, it would be someone who is laid back, adventurous, appreciative of all things, open-minded, mindful, spiritual, a nature lover, and a bit hippie. So overall, a person with those traits, I believe, is going to enjoy Phuket. But there are different parts of Phuket that you're going to enjoy more or less depending on other sub-personality types or preferences. For example, if you're more chill and a yogi and you like nature and you want to stay in tune with this spiritual side of you, maybe you will like a place like Rawai or Kamala. If you like tradition, history, cool spaces, good food, I would say stay in the old town. But if you're single, ready to mingle, if you love people watching like me, if you like excitement and you're open-minded, non-judgmental, I would say stay in Patong. Patong is where I stayed, not necessarily because I knew the differences between the areas in Phuket, just because I found a good hotel there. But I want to clarify, if you want the fun that I'm talking about, you just need to go to Bangla Road. Otherwise, in other places of Patong, you can still have a chill time. It depends on what you do with your time and where you go, but you can still have a cool time in Patong. It's just like the bazaar and the excitement and the hustle bustle, it's all in there. Now that you know whether you should go to Phuket or not and you figured out where to stay, let me tell you about the most fantastic things to do in Phuket. My top 1 nature experience in Patong involved a visit to Freedom Beach. This is such an unforgettable experience. And also the selling point for Nick liking Patong. He said, "This is the best beach I've ever been in my life." As we arrived, this man dropped everything on the sand and ran to the beach without a care in the world. Honestly, I've never seen him so happy. Now, how to get there from Patong? If you want to get a crazy workout, you can easily take a long hilly walk there. It will take you a bit over an hour, but I recommend you take a 10-minute tuk-tuk that takes you near the entrance. And don't worry, you will still get a nice workout because you have to go through the jungle to get to the beach. Now, important warning. Your tuk-tuk will probably drop you off next to a ladies' restaurant that marks one of the entry points to the beach. I suspect this drop-off is arranged, but anyways, she owns a little stall in front of the entrance, and therefore she defines that entrance as her property. Just because you would have to cross through her stall. I don't even know what she sells, but the only thing that's clear is that she charges 100 Thai baht to cross her walking path to the jungle. To be honest, the path that follows her stall is the easiest path there is to get to the beach. But the whole thing is just unfair and bizarre. The entrance is supposed to be free. She also created a sign on the beach that specifies that there's a toll to pay if you want to use her exit point, which we ended up taking because the path through the jungle can be a bit challenging. We're gonna go back to civilization through the toll road. And yeah, we're gonna face this lady that yells and says that you have to pay her and all. We're gonna give her some cash, but yeah, I'm just like not looking forward to arguing with her because she's very intense, but at least this is a better road.
and we have another adventure planned, so we gotta make it up faster.
But this is all frustrating because I even read that in 2018, Thais were arrested for charging an access fee to the Freedom Beach. This is all very interesting, but anyways, let's just get to the good part. As we arrived, we say no to the lady, and another group of people, Nick and I, took on a free access to the beach, which is a 10-minute walk uphill from the crazy lady's entry point, and then you enter the jungle. We walked it down for about 20 minutes. It was such a unique experience. We saw pigs, dogs, all kinds of insects, giant worms, a bit of everything. I'm not going to lie, this was a true sport and it gets a little bit crazy, but there's a reward at the end that makes it totally worth it. Take a look. During our time at the beach, we had mango smoothies, we played so much and had such a unique time away from everything and everyone we know. I had the most amazing shots to show you guys, but unfortunately I lost my action camera in the ocean. Ugh, I hated this moment, but I sat back down on the sand and looked at the scenery, and that was it. I could not be sad for anything. This view and experience was just perfect. Do be aware that the waves are big and strong. They can easily smash you up, so be super careful. My advice to you at the Freedom Beach is enjoy, play, free yourself, be yourself.
Run!
Oh my god! You gotta be careful, there's coral and like...
There's more coral?
There's more coral.
How do you feel? You're getting destroyed out there. How was that?
I was almost dying. It was very intense. I got hit on my toes and on my hands because there was a coral in like the water.
Wow, we saw.
Slapped me.
Slapped you.
Another nature-like activity that I absolutely recommend, which by the way is one that I missed due to getting stuck in Singapore for a day thanks to Scoot Airline, is the following: a day trip to the Phi Phi Islands. Based on my research, one of the best tours is gotta be this one. Phi Phi snorkeling day trip by speedboat including buffet lunch. If you do this tour, you would go to the Bamboo Island where you can snorkel or simply enjoy the beach. Also Monkey Beach where you can see monkeys in their natural habitat. Next, the Khao Phi Phi Lee, which has a magical aquatic coral reef in the Andaman Sea. Just Google it and you would be in awe. Next, you will go to the Khao Phi Phi Don Island where you can have lunch with ocean views. Then you would pass by the most important cave in the Phi Phi Islands, the Viking Cave. In here you can jump from your boat to swim in the Pai Li Bay. Final but not last, you will visit the Maya Bay. To me, this is a dream destination because it's where The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio was filmed. I don't think there's a better tour than this. It's a whole day, so you gotta be up for it, but I think it's absolutely worth it and worth the monetary value. Another nature adventure everyone recommends is the James Bond Island. The island was filmed in the movie The Man with the Golden Gun. Isn't that epic? The island has these stunning limestone cliffs that make the whole scenery so unique. However, the rumors say that it's become too much of a touristy attraction and now is filled with sellers, scammers, and crowds. I also noticed that the deals to go here are way more expensive than other ones, so it's really up to you. Another nature adventure opportunity, and one that people forget, is the jungle. Phuket is mostly popular for beaches, but a local I met told me that she loves the jungle experiences in Phuket. There are some options in Vaheru that you can look at, but you can also head to the Jungle Extreme Adventure and Zipline Park and enjoy yourself. Finally, a wonderful nature adventure that I unfortunately missed this time, but will not miss next time, is a visit to the Khao National Park. I think this one is 100 times better than the James Bond Island. One of my best friends has been there and said this is a hidden gem, so please consider it. You may have to taxi or motorbike to get there because it's kind of far. It's about 3 hours from Patong, but it's going to be so worth it and memorable. Just plan ahead for this one. In my opinion, the history in Phuket is pretty unique. When I came, I was expecting a super Thai-oriented town, but it's much more than that. Phuket is influenced by many other cultures, including Malaysia, India, Portugal, England, China. This cultural combination that has transited here across the centuries makes Phuket unlike any other place in Thailand. Phuket feels very international. If you are interested in authentic Thai cultural experiences, you may want to go to Bangkok or Ayutthaya instead. However, this doesn't make Phuket less interesting. I found it very exotic to see Peranakan, Chinese, and Sino-Portuguese influences in the old town of Phuket. And to get a better sense of what I'm talking about, you have to visit Phuket's Old Town district. Despite the multicultural identity that Phuket offers, their main religion is still Buddhism. For that reason, visiting the temples and religious sites is a must. The top landmark is the Big Buddha, followed by some temples that I'm going to put here down below. Another option for uniqueness is watching live performances of cultural shows in Phuket Fantasia and Phuket Orchid Garden and Thai villages while in Phuket. I have heard mixed reviews about Phuket Fantasies, though it's a very unique experience and their cultural dances are fun to watch. Each move they make has a symbolic meaning. And by the way, I would recommend you watch this video from another YouTuber so you can make your decision. Nonetheless, I would recommend you keep an open mind. There are things about Phuket that you won't find morally correct, but we have to understand that this is how they do things. Trust me, not judging will help you have a better experience. Something else that I find unique in Phuket is the vast opportunities to see exotic animals like elephants, tigers, cobras, and wild monkeys. Have fun with it. Before visiting the island, I have heard from many travelers that Phuket was the island of the crazy, the wild, the bizarre. I was able to reassure those messages within the first 24 hours of being there. When I got inside a private tour guide car and he asked, "What do you want to do? Do you want to touch a tiger, a cobra? Do you want to go shooting, play with elephants? Do you want to go to a drag show?" And I just laughed. I mean, I simply wanted to go to the old town, guys. But anyways, let's get to the list. If you want wild, stay at a hostel. Make lots of friends. Go out and enjoy yourself. Get wild in Bangla Street. You can have fun at the bars, ping pong shows, which is not the classic ping pong you're thinking about. Go-go bars, drag shows, people watching, and of course, getting wasted with cheap beer. Go to the beach club. Kudo is a popular one. Head to an actual nightclub. The most popular ones are Illusion and White Room. Get a tattoo. Apparently there are great artists in Phuket. Other wild and freeing things to do include flirt with people, take someone on a date, watch sunsets with strangers, care less about how you dress, wear no makeup at all, dive in the beach after sunset, and have all the mango sticky rice you want. Well, I cannot not include food in Phuket. If it's your first time in Thailand, you definitely have to make some efforts to have Thai food, including pad Thai, tom yum soup, papaya salad, green or red curry, and stir-fried Thai basil and pork. For drinks, I recommend you get Thai tea. However, I must say that the most flavorful and authentic felt Thai food I've ever had in my life is in Bangkok. Oh, and also way cheaper. I found that the food in Phuket was more expensive than in Bangkok. So that was a bit of a turn-off, and it's just because I prefer cheap. But I did eat Thai food only in Patong, so maybe explore it in other districts and let me know how it is. Spirituality. There are several yoga centers and spiritual retreats in Phuket. I don't think you will find a lot of them in Patong, but definitely in Rawai or Kamala. There is this interesting deal. I wish I would have had the time to do it. It's called Phuket's Private Detox and Rejuvenation Experience, Yoga, Massage, and Meditation. Take a look, it looks really good. And I'm sure that there are other spiritual options for you. I met a local that told me about having amazing yoga classes, massages, and spiritual experiences in the south of Phuket. In talking about massages, besides the yoga, definitely try to get a Thai massage. It's like no other. You would feel totally violated as it's happening, but afterwards, it will change your life. I hope you enjoyed this video on things to do in Phuket. And honestly, even if you don't have the personality type that I talked about, I think that if you go, your life may change. You may become more open-minded. This may be the experiences that you need to really, break away from being close-minded and to have experiences that are once in a lifetime. I hope to see you next week with another video, and it's going to be on a food tour in Bangkok.